lessons and moments that changed everything. Today's conversation is especially inspiring because our guest moved from a science background into entertainment journalism and is now making remarkable impact in the media industry. This episode is for every young person trying to figure out purpose, direction, and courage to chase a different path.
Welcome to Turning Point Podcast.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of the podcast Turning Point. And today we have one of the faces you see on TV, a journalist, I mean an entertainment journalist. And it's such an honor to have her here. I'm talking about no other person than Miss Chidera Ibudoye. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you inspire people, you inspire the younger ones. I'm so honored to have you today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so we always have a short time for games. So you tell us when you go higher or lower. Oh, a lot of people will be like, okay, if you do this, I'm telling you, if you go low, I'll go lower.
Yes.
You know that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll ask you some questions, and then you tell us if you go higher or lower.
Okay.
Someone is taking credit for your job. Will you go higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. Why? I mean, it's what you worked for.
So if it's what I work for and it is my hard work, you will not do it as perfect like okay. So if you decide to copy me or not copy me now, you decide to take credit for what I did. When you are called to come and defend what you're taking credit for, you basically don't have anything to defend. You have to tell that, but I'll leave it to you. Then you can call to defend what you're taking
You
credit
can say stop. So that's the difference. Okay. Okay, so the second question. Someone raises their voice at you, whether you're right or not. I mean, a lot of times we might be wrong actually, but then they just raise their voice just to
prove a
prove a
point.
point. Yes. So would you go lower or you go higher?
So I'll go high. You know why? Normally I don't like to be shouted at. So if you just shout at me, I just will take a walk. So I won't shout back. My mommy taught me something. Two people do not run mad at the same time. So I'll just let you exhibit. I'll just let you. I will just maybe keep quiet or just take a walk. Because if you're trying to make a point and you're raising your voice, I'm not maybe you're correcting me about something. I'm listening to the shout, not the correction. So in my mind, why are you shouting? Why are you shouting? Not you correct. So I've debated from the fact that you're correcting me about something and then concentrating on the shout. So it is a why are you shouting? And instead of asking why are you shouting, you're shouting on yourself.
Some people can go mad.
Yes, I'm saying that.
I'm saying that. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So to the business of the day, you studied microbiology,
Yeah.
and now you're thriving in journalism, or should I say entertainment journalism to be specific. So, what was the exact turning point that made you realize that this is the path you want to choose?
Okay, so I'll start from when I was in secondary school. Growing up, I've always wanted to do pharmacy or gynecology. I just know I wanted to do something science related, right?
Okay.
And I know that I was good, but I was not very good in mathematics. I was good in every other thing, but mathematics was like, I was not very good in it. And you need mathematics for everything, both science and arts, right? But then one thing that was very, very peculiar was when I was in SS3. So in the school I went to, the Unity School, Federal Government School, you choose, you know how it is that you choose arts and science from when you are in. Well, ours, you just choose from SS1. They don't give you the luxury of exploring both arts and science and the one you're good at. So just choose, after the SS3, you should have already known what you want to be. So I chose science. But then after my SS1, my mommy told me that from my results and everything, she thinks that I'm very good in arts. But I was like, I can't be good in arts. I left science. But she said from this result, she won't have to come to the school to see the guardians and counselor, but to talk to me. But Mama was like, you cannot force her, let her do it. And Mama was like, fine, do it. So now, after SS3, I went to university, studied microbiology, and in the course of studying my course, like during the course, I noticed that I was enjoying, like, you know, when you're on social media and you're seeing a lot of TV presenting, like you're seeing MC, you're seeing people do what I enjoy it more than being in the lab or being in the hospital, because I know I did my 6 months IT in the hospital because I was doing medical student, right? I didn't enjoy that 6 months. It was like I was doing it because school center was here, but I did not enjoy it. So I learned at the time that for you to actually make money from what you're doing, you need to enjoy it first. You need to enjoy what you're doing to make money from it. It will make you to make money because you like it, you want to make money from it, right? So I did not enjoy that 6 months I did at the hospital. Then that was the 300 level. Then when they got back to school after the IT, I started. So my school had this radio station, the students' radio station. So I would usually go there, not necessarily doing anything. Just go there, watch what they are doing. I had a friend that said she was working there. She was a microbiology student, right? But she just used to go there to do the whole radio thing that they do on radio. And after school, then there was COVID-19. There was lockdown. And then there was ASU strike, the ASU strike that lasted for so long.
long time.
So you know what I did? I was in Omaha at the time, that was where I schooled. I was staying with my brother, so I was like, instead of staying at home, I went to do an internship in a hospital first. So just, see what happens there, since I studied microbiology, and most probably work in a lab. So I need to go to a hospital that has a lab and be intended. I was not feeling like everything is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I told him, do you know what? So they said they were calling us strike. After what he said, no, that strike is still on, but then COVID-19 had already calmed down a bit, just calmed down. But then people couldn't move around. And I said, you know what? There's a radio station close to the house. Let me just be going there. And let me just be going there. I was going there and I enjoyed everything that happens there. The fun, the TV, the hospital, really, but I'm sorry, I don't just but it's not that it's boring because I'm not a very extroverted person, right?
Okay.
So I was like, this radio station, I was enjoying it more than I was enjoying myself at the hospital. And then it reminded me of what my mommy told me years back, that from her result, she was just speaking from my result. She was not speaking as a God showed me or I think. She was just saying from your result, this is what I think. But I was like, no, I can't do that at all. Now, fast forward to that COVID-19 year, 2020, my final year, I was now like interested in being an intern in the radio station. That's how I started. Went to the radio station and they liked me because, of course, school was not on. As much as I studied microbiology, that's fine. And I enjoyed every bit of it. It was like, I was not doing anything particularly. I was just being the radio station, you take notes of what you just love how it is done. That was what I was doing. And I enjoyed it so much that I had to now take a course. Just like 3 months of this month's course, I took a course in journalism and all, and then that was it. Then NYSC came. I was in camp. I intentionally wanted to be in Obits so that I would see what is done there, how it's done. I was there, I was doing the whole, how it is that you wake up the members, you do all it's time for this, it's time for this. I was very in the see. And the rest of if I get to do, if I want to do something, and my heart is in that thing. Except that maybe circumstances have said that I've tried my best and it's not working and I let it go. But if I'm into something and I want to get something done, I try my human possible best with God, obviously. And then I was in camp. After camp, how it is, some persons requested for us. We were two. So one man that owns like a media house came to camp to request for core members that would work in this media film, and they wrote my name and another core member's name. I was in the place I was serving. And that was how I got into the media house. And then did my relocation. I wanted to relocated to Abuja. Intentionally, it was just strategic. I was being strategic at the same time, asking God to help me. I knew what I wanted. I was not saying it could be this, but I knew I wanted to be in the media house. I knew I wanted to be, and I knew that I don't have a certificate, like full certificate. I just had that training in the radio station, and then the course I took. Right? I didn't have like a school certificate. I knew that the only way to actually work in a media house was to serve and work hard to be retained. That was the way I wanted to start this journey, right? So I had to intentionally to displace AIT, was working, and then I said,
it's working.
call me back. So I applied after NYSC, so they said they would call me back. This is where we are. So basically, I'm learning everything I'm doing on the job. I'm taking courses in school, but the practical aspect of it, what school taught us to give you the theory, but then the practical aspect of what I want to do, I'm learning on the job. I'm seeing what people do in here and outside the station, other stations. So it's like you just keep it in check. Yeah, so we keep learning and keep learning. So basically, that was how I did it. How we are here today.
Well, it shows that it's not a TA journey. It's been a very long time ago. I mean, secondary school. I thought it was after service actually, and and also the place of parents. Parents, please, if you're watching this, allow your children study them. Know what they want, not what you want. Because a lot of time, in fact, I had a friend that she was very good when it comes to mathematics, but because her dad is a lawyer kind of family. Like the mom, the father, the other brother say, okay, they forced her to study law. That time, and she was so miserable. So this also the parents, please allow your children to choose.
Yeah.
Watch them. What do you feel they like? Not enforcing it. And also to be strategic. Whatever decision you want to make, whatever your hand trying to do, just like Bible said, do it with all your might. She knew what she wanted and she gave it her best. So yeah, that's a lot. Thank you very much. And also, talk about your journey. Is over about 4 years. Okay. So has there ever been a time where you you got to a point where you feel stuck or you start thinking or regretting that, oh, should I should have just stayed? Why did I choose journalism? Has there ever been a time like that where you feared that your decision to have moved from one department to another field entirely? Has there ever been a time where you feared that, oh, I should have not made a mistake? How were you able to get over that?
Be honest, thing happened that my mom would always call me randomly to say, if you had listened to me when I told you to study mass communication university, maybe you know where you are today. Maybe you would have been like BBC or CNN or one big TV station. And I remind her, whatever I studied, that I didn't get a job. Because I did not apply for this job. I told God I don't want to carry certificates. I don't know how to. Yeah. I don't want to earn a certificate. I want to, even if I earn a certificate, I want to show something. I want to show I have experience. Even if I want to like upgrade from here to another place, I want them to see my work. I want them to see that I have a certificate as well. So normally calls me something I'm like, if you had studied it back then, you have your 4 year certificate, and then you had started like people reminding her, what if I had studied it and I didn't have a job? Because I know people that studied and I go have a job, probably that's what they wanted to study, right? And studied it and they don't have jobs. So I know that they DM me on Facebook or Instagram, they send me 3K for this, they send me. And I have a job. I have not ever called home to say send me money for this, send me money for this, and what I sent money. So I used to tell her, don't tell me, it is not being ungrateful to God. So even think that because she don't do what I wanted her to do, she's not making progress. That's what I try to make her understand. It's not about what you want. It's telling God, I had to feel my God. I'm trying to enter to this. So, all of that can really talk when I can begin else in this next. I wish I didn't do it.
Never.
I just see that it's odd. I don't, I don't see anything that I want to be to the accountant or just it's okay to explain something. It's really not easy because then you see people that you probably that people experience doing that or people that telling people are not up there with what is not really good. They're not up there with that person with what is not accurate. Or you feel like that being better. You're not telling people out of school and practicing at school now. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're on the right track. Not that I don't want anybody, you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Okay, so looking back now, has there ever been a time where you feel you made a mistake? Someone like me, when I make mistake, I tend to ponder on it. I should have done it better. I should have done it this way.
So, what's different? What does it do to you?
It doesn't. It doesn't. But I'm trying to learn how to get out of that, although it's taken sometimes. So, what would be your advice to younger generations, young people watching you right now, when they make mistakes, how do they get out of it?
Okay, career mistakes, right? I don't know if there's anything as a career mistake. Because, for instance, me that studied microbiology and being mass communication and being in the world of journalism, I don't think it's a mistake. Because, first of all, this is Nigeria, you don't practice what you studied. One. Secondly, you already have that certificate of what you thought you stand by, and you can use at any time. If anybody calls me now and says, oh, we have a job of 1 billion naira in one med lab, in one lab, and we need to do microbiology. I applied, I was done, I have a certificate. I did my intern, I did my IT, I did my IT twice after school during the lockdown. And the 6 months. So I know the only thing that I have to retrieve my memory, just someone that will just refresh my memory on some things practical, but I know a thing or two. Like in that microbiology. So I don't think it's a mistake. Then generally about like if you do something wrong and you're beating yourself up. So it's a very normal thing to make mistakes. And honestly, it's not easy for me. This is me talking to myself. You understand? Because I believe that we live in a world where mistakes are inevitable. We make mistakes. There are some things that you have done and you wished you never did. There are some friendships, relationships, some attitudes, the way you spoke to people. So if it is a people thing, try and meet the person and ask, say you're sorry. There's nothing dialogue. I keep saying there's nothing dialogue. There's nothing, let's talk about it. So, you understand? So if it's like that, it's like a decision. So if you have a decision to reply, you feel like you made a mistake in that aspect, retrace your steps. If you feel it's a mistake, just retrace your steps.
Okay, so how about just to add to that? How about people battling with being perfect?
Nobody's perfect, man. Oh, you can't be perfect. Exactly what? Oh, we're not God. No, but you don't get it right. See, you try for it to come out fine. The way it is fine. Your time may not be fine. If it's fine to me, maybe to you is not fine. But I'll try to say that it is fine to me. Whatever your opinion is, it's your entitled to your opinion. Everything that is seen as perfect for yourself is perfect. For the next person, it will not be perfect. If you're over delivering or you're under delivering. So do what works for you. So people, we need to understand, no friend, no relationship, no work, no journey, no book, no. And when you have to do your money, even that hotel that is business man is still working hard to make more money. So you can even get it and say you've gotten enough that you now relax. So just if nobody gets it, it's never perfect. It can never be perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so another question. When it comes to journalism, people believe that you spend so much time in trying to make it work and all of that. So how do you balance relationship with friends, family, and all with your journalism career? How do you balance both?
I don't know, I call like a call. I spend time with people that I can spend time with. And sometimes but once in a while, if they reach out, if I don't want to call me, how you really I'm doing okay. If I don't call, I don't check on me, check in on me. So I'm human being that I have to be checking on.
Of
But
course.
don't mean you abandon your friends or abandon them. So once in a while, also checking on people. I'm not a fan of sorry, I'm guilty of that. Not a
Good job.
when I see your message or maybe see your WhatsApp status, please actually text. But I try to hang out. I try to go on that point. I try to not put myself in. I try to not at all. Not go out, not do something, make friends, meet people. That is to try. At the end of the day.
Honestly. Okay, so entertainment looks glamorous outside. We'll see the chill around the TV. Oh, I love her. I want to be like her. I love her. Well, now you know. A lot of times when you're ahead, there's definitely someone behind you that wants to take that position too, that wants to be like you. And I just want to, I'm just curious. Is entertainment journalism as beautiful as we see, or there's actually behind the
Yes, definitely a lot of work. Because a lot is happening and you need to, at the moment, be going with the trend, you can't be left behind. You know, for instance, now with our entertainment, we are getting guests is a bit not very easy. Because most of them don't even stay in Abuja, most of them stay in Lagos, most of them don't have the time. Another thing, most of them are saying the AIT. They don't get entertainment, they don't do it for our taste, they don't know. You have to keep convincing them that you know what you're doing. And you have to know, sometimes you ask for your Instagram page, they want to see what you do if you're visible online or social media. So it's not very easy. It's not very easy. But at the same time, I feel that about Lagos may not be as it doesn't have like Lagos, right? But it is the hub for entertainment. And at the same time, I don't feel like it can work in Lagos, it can work in Abuja. Maybe not as much as it can work in Lagos. But it's doable. It's not easy to get the more entertainment people because what you need to do is to sometimes go for events. And then they go about events, all this very entertainment. Go for events, meet people because you see most of these people, so comedians, movie actors, like as actors, artists, all of them, you see most of them at events. So those you just go for events, right?
Try to link up.
Link up with them, send messages, just follow up.
Okay. If you could sit down with your younger self, I mean, the science student version of you, what advice would you give her about purpose, growth, and chasing success?
Do you know that honestly, I thought of making a video with this what is on Instagram, but that's been trending when you're talking to your younger self. I said, Thelma, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're surpassing a lot of imaginations. I thought you would. You're taking it one day at a time. You are not letting peer pressure affect you. I'm told that peer pressure doesn't get to me. I spoke to myself. If I cannot be, if I cannot be, life goes on. I'm a person of life coach. It's painful sometimes when you see people that you started off with getting higher. But I tell myself, where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. You're not a minute late or a minute earlier. Just I will tell her you have done well. You're doing well. The way you told yourself you take it one step, one, two, three, not one, 10, 20, just one gradually. You're doing well. Yes, you've had a lot of things to pull you down. It has not been an easy ride. Personally, academically, career wise, it has not been easy. You've had a lot of things to set you back, but you're stronger than I thought.
Okay.
I'm stronger.
Honestly, it has really been a very, very interesting conversation. Not just interesting, but a lot of lessons that I've learned even personally as someone that is looking up to you. Like one that is looking, of course, right? I've been watching you actually, and I really hope that I get better too.
Definitely.
Yeah. And also, let us wrap up with this. What do you hope young people listening to you right now, people listening to this conversation, what do you want them to take away from your story?
Do what makes you happy. One, it's not because mommy said so. It's not because at the time my mommy said must come, it was not making sense to me. It had to make sense to me for me to do it. So at the time I was doing it, I was not doing it because my mommy said I should do it. I was doing it because this one is what I wanted to do. Right? So do what works for you. That it was working for A does not mean that it will work for you. Make sure that you're comfortable. It's making you happy. Like yes, Nigerian economy sometimes what makes you happy is not want to put food on the table. But at the same time, derive joy in that thing you're doing. It works out at the end of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Miss Chidera Izudoye. Beautiful, intelligent, inspiring. And I'm sure you can attend to that. And it's really, really been an impactful conversation right here in the studio. I really enjoyed myself and I believe that you've learned a lot. So if you have any question for her, I get her by my side. See, just right, I'll go and look for her. She'll come answer your question. So if you have any question, personal, just leave it in the comment section and then I'll make sure that I reach you and get back to every question. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Alright, so thank you very much for your time, Miss Chidera. Thank you, such a pleasure. Thank you, my God. And that is it, everybody. Until I come your way for the next episode next week. Be good and stay out of trouble. Bye.
Welcome to Turning Point Podcast.